Low rest times today. We're going to be moving a little different, a little bit more volume. So just going to get to the work today. You guys will see. Got back, shoulders, and arms. I'm going to be going a little bit more high volume and 60 seconds max between sets. So we're going to be moving today. Already done. Get the next movement. So we're going to get into a high row, and I'm also going to set my next movement up so I can run right into it. So I'm going to do these two machines. And I don't like to spend a lot of time on back here. This is my second day, so I just touch my upper mid back. And I'm going to get into delt and tricep. So mainly, my strong muscle group today. So again, higher volume, a lot of sets, a lot of blood, and not so much weight, just on pressing. But besides that, it's going to be a lot of lateral raises, curls, and extensions. So just watch this pace, and this is how you get a big pump and grow and keep muscle while you're burning fat too. The goal is just to keep it moving. It's a great tool to have one of these because you can track your heart rate. Obviously, your breath is dependent and be intuitive about that, but keeping the heart rate up, keeping the blood flowing. And honestly, I'm trying to get through this workout a little faster, but also not rushing it. Still being intentional, feeling all my reps. I've only been training for like 5 minutes. And I've already basically done my first back movement. And I've done 2 sets. Get right into a row. We'll get into the show muscles. One thing I love about training here is me and the owner have very similar music tastes. So you always hear some hood shit coming through here. My mic was stuck that whole time. Not gonna lie, I feel pretty good today. And I don't feel like being as clean with my form. I'm moving quicker. I'm still contracting the muscle. I'm gonna throw a little extra weight on because I feel it. Don't forget to breathe. Breathing is a superpower. Whew. I'm telling you, lightweight over and over, and it just pumps it. It hits different. I've never lifted a lot of weight on lateral raises. It's all about getting that front and middle delt to fire. I like to think of like a most muscular, like I'll show you at the end here, but at failure, I'll literally come like this and almost bring my elbows out. Again, I always say pose like you train, right? It's like hitting that crab on stage, hitting the most muscular. So here, just trying to get wider. Whew. Anyways, I just said some super motivational shit, but I forgot to put my mic back on. So, enough of that. We're going to get back into slinging the weights. Feels good. We're going to keep going. But as you can see, I'm not as maybe talkative today as I am on some of the past videos, but I came to a realization that sometimes I come into this mindset as a coach and an athlete, which I am both, but I try to teach too much, and I'd rather just do, and you can see by my actions. So I'm just kind of letting it come to me. I've been just in general recently being a lot more in tune and aware with my body, how I'm feeling. In this day and age of social media and just the world and being in a rush and going from thing to thing to thing, you can get lost sometimes, and it's important to take those moments, whether you're training or outside the gym, to slow down, to breathe, to be with yourself. And I'm not here to force faith on anybody, but for me, that's taking a moment, slowing down, praying, spending time with God, and really just letting him talk to me and direct my path. I've had a rough couple of weeks, honestly, and not because of anything really in my life. Things are going pretty great for me, honestly. I'm in one of the better spots that I've ever been, physically, emotionally, financially, spiritually, in my relationship. But, I've lost a couple friends or people that I knew. One recently, a pretty close friend that passed. And it's left me kind of numb at times, but it's also been an opportunity to recenter and refocus myself and, relate to them, but also not live in fear because of somebody else's circumstances. Honestly, it's tough, but I've really just been trying to be more aware, especially when I'm eating my food. Like I said, with the social media, just not checking my phone, not, doing a million things at once, being in rest and digest mode, trying to actually utilize the food that I'm eating, and just really at the end of the day, staying focused and understanding what focus actually means, because we're always distracted. Every single person. I deal with clients, men all day, that come in busy, distracted, running around. So I'm rambling, but my takeaway home point from that is, every single action, every single thing that you do each day, rep by rep, meal by meal, training session by training session, that's how you build a brick and a foundation to a champion-winning physique. And even if you're not into bodybuilding, just a better person. At the end of the day, we choose fitness because we want to be a better version of ourselves. So, every time that you do something for yourself, like I said, it's laying a brick in that foundation and building your future self. So make yourself proud. Cheesy but true. Anyways, let's get back into pressing our feelings away. Strong today. Yeah. Ooh. Oh, it's immaculate. That's what the kids are saying. The pump is immaculate. The vibe. I've never used the word vibe in my life. The immaculate vibes at the factory. I don't know. That I don't know. That looks pretty immaculate, though. What would you say? Forearm veins kind of filthy? Is that another one they say? Gotta play it cool. I got too much ass, bro. I need to match my quads and my hamstrings to my ass. Ooh. A wise man once said, though, you can never have big enough arms. This is true. So that's an example of out-the-box training that I just thought of. You don't see a lot of guys doing curls like that, but again, like I was talking about before, I think of that like the crab, right? The most muscular. I'm hitting a curl, and a lot of the times, like I connect really good with these, the ones I was just doing, but your shoulder's in the way. So when you hit these, it's literally just all bicep. Train that little area. Oh, man. Oh. Ooh. Just trying to get done here. I like the pace today, though. I'm going to keep this going. You know, it's like a lot of guys, when they're getting ready for contests, they want to suffer the least amount, or the opposite. They feel like they need to do a bunch more. Like, if you can just attack your training more intensely, and like I said at the beginning here, keep that rate going and train hard and intense, like, that's what all the old school guys did. And I do believe that makes a different look to the muscle. It creates a different hardness, a different graininess. You can just tell when somebody gets down in the gym by their physique on stage. It's something you can't hide. It builds that different kind of conditioning. Stripped out glutes, like just nasty level body fat, compared to like somebody else where they do a ton of cardio and they look stringy. So like, choose your hard. Like, you can either do a shit ton of cardio and eat less food, or if your body can work it, why not train harder, do more sets, do more volume, train more often, and do less cardio? You got to create that stimulus somewhere, and it's all about learning your body type and seeing what works. And it's easy for me to say because I've been with the same coach now 4 years, and we've really found out my body to a T. And kind of a cool, fun fact, but my coach, I always shout him out. You hear me talk about him a lot, AJ Sims. No, it's my guy. He's had my back since the very beginning, literally since my first show. I hired him right after we did a rebound out of that. I did my first show as a heavyweight in 2022, and I'll be stepping on stage this year, probably 260 or heavier. So I've gained a lot of weight and I've stayed healthy under his guidance. But all shout out to him, because I wouldn't be here without him, not just physically but mentally. He's there for me in all ways, and almost as a father figure, directs me in my faith, and just has my back. Like, invites me into his home. I've been to his house multiple times, trained with him, and he's really taught me my mindset as far as he actually, again, fun fact, I'm rambling, but he was training partners with Jay Cutler, the man himself, here in Vegas in the early 2000s when he was getting ready for the Olympias. So just to have that knowledge at my disposal and to understand and think it's really cool that I'm doing a lot of the same things that he was doing back in his heyday. Similar training styles, similar eating and diet, literally up to the cheat meals, like In-N-Out Burger, sushi, all that. Just very, very similar. So to have a coach that knows that, that's been around that, it really gives me a lot of confidence as an athlete. Like, all I have to do is execute, and I know I'm going to come correct on show day. And that is so underrated when it comes to this land of coaching and gurus and people that act like they know everything. My coach, he won't say it, but he actually does know most things, and is one of the smartest nutritional minds in the business. So shout out to him. That's the churn, the full churn. It's on my license plate. It's what we live by. And full churn is bigger than just training and bodybuilding. So you hear a lot more of that, but let's finish it up. I can't even get it. Oh, too much blood for that one. One more time. So Steven's gonna not fall this time. He has to get it all.
I've been calling Charlie Young Bull for like 5 years, 4 years.
Bro, he's wearing the shirt right now, so show him that shit real quick. So this is OG, Alan Gamble. People around him call him Gamble. I call him Big Al, because I've known this dude, shit, bro, since I was like 21 or 22.
Yeah,
So not like 6 years.
Yeah, 6 years. Damn,
And so when I used to live in California, guys, he's my OG, bro. He's been with me since literally I started bodybuilding. And ironically, like, I shit you not, he's one of those relationships where I moved to Vegas, right? And I moved on the north side of town. I walk in here one day, and he just happens to be here, like one of those situations. And talk about my faith, but this is a guy who's helped me with my faith as well, and I believe God placed us in each other's lives, and he's nothing but love and genuine support, so he means a lot to me.
You're my dude, man. I remember on my days off, I used to come see you at the shop.
Yes, sir. We back when I used to work at the supplement store, bro. Long way since then. Anyways, don't forget abs. So I'll talk about this for a second, but this is the end of my workout, right? I'm tired. I'm done. My muscles are depleted. I still got to pose, and I'm gonna eat. But I've been making sure that I do this at least 3-4 times a week, because as a bigger guy, like especially you open bodybuilders, like we need to work on our midsections. Making sure just that you keep core control. And I've noticed the difference. Like I pull vacuums every morning, so I do those fasted usually with cardio. and I'm able to pull my stomach in more than I ever have at my heaviest body weight. And now I'm doing these circuits at the end. So shout out to Brandon. He got this for me. This is a captain's chair. So especially since he got this, I asked him to get it. Obviously, it's not just for me, but because I asked him and he got this, I feel obligated even more to use it now. So I've been doing my ab circuits. I'm gonna do a couple rounds here in the captain's chair, just a lazy man's hanging leg raise, because my ass is not getting up there and holding myself up, so it's just easier. And then I do another variation that you'll see, just kind of a shorter range, almost a crunch. And then I'll do decline sit-ups to focus on this top area. So really just focusing here, breathing out of my diaphragm, and then making sure this lower stomach stays in. So really boring, really fucking annoying, honestly, but it matters, and I am already seeing the outcome of that work. So I'm really, really trying to stay true to bringing my best physique ever, and for me that is paying more attention to my midsection, because I've gotten really big the last couple of years, and I don't want to say that I didn't care about it, but I didn't focus and I wasn't as aware. We eat a lot of food, we let our stomach hang out, whatever it is, and this has just been a really easy way to dial that back in and make sure that it stays in. So my posing coach is on me, shout out to Joey. My coach tells me about it, and my girl too. Like, it's annoying to hear, but if your people want the best for you, they're gonna bring it up. So nonetheless, I got a couple other friends, you know who you are. They want me to be my best, and so I've made a promise to them and myself that I just focus on my midsection, man, because it's not like it's a weak point or a fault for me, but I think any open guy, you got to pay attention to your midsection, because some of these stomachs are getting out of hand, man, and I never ever want to be on stage and be one of those guys. So remember, this is bodybuilding. It's artistic. The ab is the centerpiece. So much like I say, train like you pose, try to bring that into your ab training as well. So I'm just procrastinating at this point because I don't want to do this shit right now. I'm moving too quick. This has become one of my favorites, and I talked about this in my chest workout one time, doing flies on this, but not enough gyms. Everyone's getting rid of their decline benches. This is one of my best tools for abs, so I'm gonna do, it doesn't look like much, but when you're almost 300 pounds, this really helps that little area. I'm not doing a full sit-up. Don't come at my form. I'm just trying to keep this tight, so check it out. And then I go right into these. So these look kind of funny too. Just working on that core control. So keeping this flat. The haters always bring it up, but I do have a little hernia right here. So doing abs, I believe, has helped strengthen that. And of course, I don't know if I think I was born with it. It's not bad, it doesn't hurt. It's just a little one right here above my belly button. So if you notice I'm ever going like this, I'm pushing that in. Anyways, it's abs has helped me to really focus on that and flatten it out. And just working on my posture, These little things really add up when you get on stage. So I'm already seeing a difference in my pictures. And so again, it's really annoying. It takes extra time, but it's worth it, and it's helped me a ton. Thanks for coming along today, guys. A little bit of a different session. Again, higher pace, but expect more of that going through the rest of this diet. I'm starting to get leaner, as you can see. be a little bit more of the physique update. We got the posing going on, so abs, posing, workouts are getting longer. So, I'm really enjoying bringing this journey to you guys, and I hope you enjoy following it. Thank you, everybody, for the support, and, for everyone that watches these videos, keep watching because we're just getting started. So, see you next time. Thank you.